Those reports in a moment. For 4 years, she was a mother on the run. With 2 small children, she evaded authorities by hiding out in country towns. Tonight, how she did it.
Just through a phone call, I was asked if I could help a lady with some kids.
She'd been running away from her husband, and that's all I knew.
Give her some shelter. She was in a sticky situation.
I'm sorry. It's not for me, but to think that they're alone, you know.
It's the mystery that's baffled Australia. How did a mum with 2 small children simply disappear off the face of the earth for 4 years? Well, tonight we can answer that question by speaking exclusively to eyewitnesses who knew her as she hid out here in the small country town of Taree in New South Wales.
Their parents can't get it through their thick heads to put aside their own personal issues and try and parent these kids.
And for the first time, we show you the explosive interview between detectives and the mum.
You need to ask yourself, what do you want and what are you prepared to do, okay?
So this is all their stuff.
That's it, mate.
You had to store it all here for them.
Yeah. And nowhere else to put it.
Great-grandfather Jack says he got to know the mum and her twin daughters when they moved to the area 3 years ago. On his farm outside Taree, Jack's storing their belongings. It's Christmas decorations?
Yeah, they weren't doing the rough. They were well set up. Yeah.
How does it feel to be back?
It's fine.
For legal reasons, we can't identify the 45-year-old mum or her 11-year-old daughters. She's now been arrested and extradited to Queensland, where she faces charges of child stealing.
Anything you'd like to say to your girls if they're watching?
Just that I'm proud of them.
And what did she tell you her name was?
Lucy.
That isn't her real name, but Jack says most locals accepted what she told them at face value.
People tell you their name, you don't say, well, what is your real name?
And they had a special name for you.
Yeah, you could call me Pop or Popcorn.
So you became a sort of surrogate granddad.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
All I knew of that she was trying to keep away from her husband, and she needed somewhere to try and hide.
Ron also lives on a farm outside Taree.
I got to know the girls fairly well. They were bright, happy young girls. They were loved their mum, and she entertained them. She did everything with them.
Bail documents submitted to the Supreme Court allege the mother abducted the girls from their primary school in Townsville in April 2014. At the time, their dad had custody of the girls, who were just 7. Now police allege the mum hid out in Kununurra in the north of Western Australia, later moving to Perth, then Grafton in northern New South Wales, then Bega south of Sydney, before settling in Taree. Did you realise she was on the run from the police?
Well, I didn't really think about it at the time.
Ariel and Steve say they got to know Lucy, as she called herself, and her daughters through a friend. Ariel says Lucy cleaned for her and they visited the girls once a week at a farm near Taree.
And I used to go there and think, God, this is wonderful, you know. And then I remember they couldn't go anywhere else, you know. It's kind of like they were sort of prisoners in paradise in a way.
Police allege the mum went to great lengths to disguise the identity of her twin daughters, even changing the date of their birthday. And of course, they were never enrolled in the local state school. Instead, her friends say she schooled them at home, spending thousands of dollars on the internet buying reference books.
The kids did so many hours schooling every day, and they didn't do anything else until that was done. And then she even did exams. She did quarterly exams with them, and to make sure they passed like as if they were at school.
They were really good at English things. I've got this story that they wrote. They wrote this little story, which they just did by themselves because they had a laptop, but they didn't have the internet.
How did they spend their days?
Well, once the schoolwork was done, a bit of gardening and just sort of playing around like normal kids.
And yeah, they weren't locked up in a room somewhere. They got out and they did farm things and had animals and had their own little animals and stuff. So yeah.
Jack says he's now caring for chooks and 2 goats which belong to the children, and because the mum didn't have a driver's licence, he took them to town.
He was to take them shopping every fortnight into town and walking through the shopping centre just like normal people.
And sometimes they did go shopping. Jack did take them, and sometimes I think a couple of other people took them, maybe so that she could pay for things, because she hated other people to pay for stuff for her, even though she really hardly had any money.
In court submissions, police allege the mum claims she escaped because her husband was harming her daughters, an accusation police say was unsubstantiated.
It is now your time to listen. You are a parent.
Yes.
You're not a police officer, you are not a doctor, you are not an investigator.
No.
In this police interview recorded before the girls went missing, detectives expressed frustration at the mother's claims of abuse.
This is our position, okay? And you need to take this on board because we are the professionals. This is what you wanted. You wanted the professionals to investigate the matter, and we have done so.
Police also allege that there was some kind of organised ring of supporters helping her. Is that something you were aware of?
No, I'm not at all. But people help people in need, and that'll always happen.
So you're saying you thought she was on the run from her husband, but you didn't know she was on the run from the law?
No, we had no idea. We just thought she was in a pretty bad situation, and we just did what we thought was the right thing to do.
Like if you're running away from the law, you're not going to tell everyone, are you?
So in spite of the publicity, you'd never seen anything on the case?
I didn't see it, no.
She's chosen the chaos of consequence over the chaos of compliance.
Criminal law expert Bill Potts.
For a person to stay off the grid for 4 years in Australia is a remarkable feat. However, we have to realise that it's not a matter of praise.
She was pretty resourceful, like she could do just about anything.
As weeks turned to months, Jack says the 2 girls sold eggs to make a little pocket money. And Ron says the mum supported herself, working cash in hand.
Some people that knew of her situation in the community obviously tried to give her a little bit of work or try to do things to help her, to help look after her children, yeah.
When the police finally found the mum, she was living in a remote farmhouse about 30 minutes' drive out of Taree. Locals say she'd been living here for most of the time she was in the area. In court documents, police allege when they raided the place, they found almost $2,500 in cash and 4 Medicare cards in other people's names.
Well, I was shocked. When I was at work and they rang me, and I drove out and the police were at the gate, and I said, "What's going on?" And they said, "We arrested Lucy." And I said, "What for?" And they said, "Kidnapping."
It didn't change the way that we thought of how she was and how she was with the children.
Let's not forget, a number of children have been effectively denied any knowledge of or growing up with their father, and it's a very human tragedy for everybody that's involved in this matter.
Locals say they don't know how the police found her, although her arrest came shortly before another woman, ironically also from Townsville, was arrested for the same thing not far from where Lucy was caught, prompting police to believe there could be a connection.
It was very hard because, like I said, they were like my grandchildren, so I was a bit upset when they left.
Do you think it's remarkable that she managed to remain undetected for so long?
Pretty good effort. I think probably there'd be a lot of people struggle. She probably could have gone on for a lot longer, but unfortunately, yeah, it didn't end up that way.
is due to appear in court again next month. If convicted, she faces a possible jail term of 7 years. Your first